Greatest weapon number 8 has faded in and out of history several times over the last 2,500 years. Stand easy, it's the pike.
Tactically, the pike is from way back. I mean, go back to Alexander the Great, for heaven's sake.
Pike really follows the axiom that simple is better.
You get about 20 feet of range, and the guy 20 feet away is less likely to hurt you than the guy 6 feet away. It's that simple.
The pike's claim to greatest ever status is because of its enormous tactical impact when used in massed ranks, combined with a simple training regime. Teamwork is the force behind the pike. After Alexander's antics, the pike fell out of favor, but returned to form 1,000 years later.
Throughout the late 14th, 15th, 16th, and even into the 17th century, the pike force was the mainstay of many armies.
Brian McIlmoyle is a medieval martial arts instructor and former Canadian Army drill sergeant. The greatest ever challenged him to convert this Toronto rugby team into a crack pike squad in less than 2 hours.
Right turn, by the center, quick march!
In days gone by, where you have large peasant armies, you can train those individuals to be quite a ferocious pike squad in very few minutes indeed. And I don't know any other weapon system that falls into that category.
It's a simple weapon, a long wooden shaft with a long iron spear tip right at the end of it. So it's an unwieldy weapon. You need to be physically strong.
The pike square was the basic tactical formation for pikemen. Renaissance armies typically had up to 400 men arranged in this way.
The square formation is very important because it allows you to change direction without changing formation. So you can be marching forward, and then quickly you can march to the left and march to the right, but still present exactly the same threat. The thing about the pike, it's mostly a terror weapon. It's designed to intimidate and force people to run before it actually comes to engagement.
It was the introduction of stirruped cavalry in the 15th century that really brought the pike back to prominence. Pikes grew longer, and tactics evolved to deal with the new threat.
Effectively, what you're going to do is kebab any unfortunate horseman who comes too close.
Charge for horse!
You get 100 guys with pikes and 50 guys on horses. The horses will stop short of the pikes because horses are smart enough to realize that you can get hurt that way.
Charge, pike!
The tactical effectiveness of the pike meant that from the 16th century, there was even a living to be made as a mercenary pike squad. And incredibly, they still exist today. The Swiss Guard is a pike force that has been looking after the Pope for over 500 years. The fact is, the pike refuses to lay down and die. It's not just propping up the Pope. Its legacy is to be seen on army drill squares across the world.
All of the commands, all of the actions that you see with modern rifle drill have their foundation in pike drill.
I thought it was a big stick at first that you would flail around like a dummy, but you end up having to have a lot of control and a lot of discipline.
Give me another 20 rugby players, and we'll replace the Swiss at the Vatican.
The pike is only useful when it comes in a pack. For the individual combatant, better to drop the pike and run. Alexander's empire builder makes it to only number 8.